went all the way into the penalties. And I'm old enough to remember, Noel, when English players were taking penalties, they nearly collapsed before they kicked the ball. We nearly guaranteed that.
Oh, I know, yeah.
These English players, Noel, not alone that there were 5 perfect penalties, they looked totally relaxed, totally confident. To me, that was a brilliant performance from England, a brilliant victory. And I'm backing England to beat Netherlands. What are your thoughts?
Very big game, Paul. In terms of before the tournament, if you said the Netherlands would be in the semi-finals, I think people might say they might be a bit iffy on that because I think for a Netherlands team, they're coming in with very low expectations. Paul, quite honest with you, they were well beaten in the group in the qualifiers with France. I think France beat them 4-0. I think they beat them in the Netherlands as well. Finished third in their group. Let's not forget. Even though under the old system, they would have been out. They lost to Austria. But they were covered very well. Now I know they had Romania and Turkey in the last 2 games, but to be fair, Paul, England have played similar opposition. To be fair, struggled big time. Played very. I thought the best football I saw from a team in terms of in the quarterfinals was probably in the last 16 was the Netherlands. To be fair, they were passing, moving around. Very good play against Romania. I know it's Romanian people who said. I want to clarify that, but they got the job done and they beat them off the park 3-0 and should have beaten by more nearly. And the quarterfinal just played. Very lucky in the end, Paul, to be only 1-0 down, and 1-0 down by Turkey. Because Turkey, I think the set pieces could be crucial in this game, Paul. I think if you look at the Turkish goal they got 1-0 ahead, it's a corner kick from the left. Van Dijk clears the ball. The ball is recycled by Turkey, swung in there nearly straight away, and Dumfries at the right back. And because Van Dijk is sort of out of position a little bit, he's not the commanding presence to clear the ball, and I think it's really a 2-on-1 with the keepers. He's got no chance, and it's the Turkish. I forget the name of the Turkish player that scored it, but in the end, Paul, I think it was too easy for the Turkish to score that goal, and had a few other half chances. Could have made it 2-0, but the Netherlands in the second half got their act together. The Bryan Weghorst, Paul, and he's been a key. He's been a man that most people have made fun of because of his time at Burnley, and he was on loan at Manchester United there last season, but the season before. And he's a big, strong man. He got the goal against Poland to put him 2-1 up, and in the end, that was probably the key goal that got him out of the group. Changed the game from Paul. They got a few balls into the box. He's big. He can hold up the play. He links up well with the play, I think. And he's big and awkward. He's not like a Dutch style player like the old players of the past.
He's an old-fashioned English centre forward, Noel. Like maybe even Irish one like Tony Cascarino.
Yeah. It's kind of like that because he's
which is a good thing. And sorry, no, for cutting across you. It's good to shake it up because a lot of these teams now are so entrenched in this passing game, tippy-tappy. They can't do something different.
Yeah, because there was a ball played into the box and he headed across the goals. And by right, Depay really should have scored the goal. Really, all Depay needed to do was get good connection and it was a goal. So he nearly set up a goal for him. He's good in the air too. He's good from set pieces, Paul. For an awkward player, Paul, his goal scoring record for Holland is for the Netherlands. Sorry, is quite good. So that's an option that the Netherlands can have to bring him off from the bench.
Yeah, but no, cutting across you. Go back to my point about England. Yeah. I'm really highly impressed with them. I might be the only one. The social media don't nail them to the cross, but I'm thinking they're improving, and this will be another step up again because the Netherlands have that natural confidence. But address my point: England are improving every day, and they're so they're confident and they're playing as a team and disciplined.
I think they're improving, Paul, but very little. I think the performances of them haven't been great. Now, other like France, they're not convincing so far. I thought the substitutions. I mean, one thing I found with Southgate, he's all these options, but things aren't working. I feel he's an embarrassment of riches, as I say. All these attacking players, Foden still isn't playing well. He's not. I think he's wasted out on the left wing. Bellingham wasn't playing well exactly either. The thing that many people and some fans would say, I suppose, as legitimate criticism was, why did he have to wait till the 78th minute, the 72nd minute, when they went down 1-0 to bring on 3 subs?
Because it's very simple, Noel. 0-0, you're perfect. 0-0 is a perfect score. Why would you do something to change it? That's the way England play. For long enough, English supporters and pundits and ex-players and journalists were saying they didn't want England playing the long ball. They wanted them to pass the ball. Now England are passing the ball and they're still not happy.
Well, I don't even think they're even passing it well, Paul, to be quite fair. I don't think I mean, they had one shot on target, and that was the goal, I think, in the whole 90 minutes of normal time. So it clearly isn't. There's more to come from England. I accept that, but they're not showing it at the moment from a attacking point of view. And defensively, they're not the most sound either, Paul. Like France, they're not scoring many goals. But unlike France, England are conceding goals, and you eventually will find a team like the Netherlands, or if they get to the final, France or Spain, that the chances that England are giving up, other teams are going to, more clinical teams are going to take those chances. And I think, it's been, they've had a look on their side in terms of a penalty shootout that can go either way, Paul. There were brilliant penalties, except time. We'll get to the penalties in a minute. But the extra time against Slovakia, Bellingham, if Bellingham was a bicycle kick by Bellingham, that could easily go over the bar, and Southgate they're calling for Southgate to resign. Now accept that, Paul, it didn't happen. Bellingham did score, and Harry Kane did score. Now, the one thing that I find there's a bit of debate with Harry Kane. The man is clearly not fit. And I know he came off. I know he got a bit of a shove into a cheeky shove into the bench there. I think he fell over. Southgate nearly had to take him off the ground. And then shortly after, he got taken off. Now, whether he's going to be fit enough, I know he might have got a little bit of injury on his leg. Whether he's going to be fit enough to start. But to be fair, Paul, I think he is carrying injury. He had an injury there in the Champions League semi-final. I think his back was killing me. I think he had to come off. And I don't think he's been right since. He has been right since for the last month or so. At the end of the season and starting with this tournament, he's not moving very. I think the one thing maybe England are lacking is a centre forward that can, they were showing analysis last night. Kane lays the ball off on the wing to, I think it was this Foden, and normally he came be running into the box, getting in there, like an old predator, like a striker. He stayed out on the wing. He's besides going into the box, and that's one reason where, England do have options. The thing is, if Harry Kane isn't fully fit, if things aren't working for him. Now, I know, yes, people might say he's stay on, he might get a goal, but he didn't get a goal against Switzerland, to be fair, either. He would have been one of the number one penalty takers. But I find you have options like Tony and Watkins. Watkins in particular, I think he must be saying, what do I have to do to get onto the game? Because in the game against Denmark, I thought, there was one game I actually been able to watch the whole game. I thought Watkins did more in the 20-25 minutes than Harry Kane did in the whole match.
Sorry, no, for cutting across you. Southgate is looking at extra time straight away. So people have to stop. This is a 90-minute game. It's a 120-minute game. That's the way the managers look at it. And they know that. And you're now entitled to 5 subs in normal time and an extra sub in extra time. And that's the way he's looking at it. People say, you have to be playing brilliant in the first half. These managers look at it completely different, in my opinion. And he's pacing it out. He's starting with his team. Why should you were saying, why didn't they begin subs from just 0-0 against Switzerland? The way he looks at it, he's saying, well, why should I do it? The game is 0-0. We're probably maybe slightly dominating the game. We're passing the ball well. Why should we do something like that? It's a completely different mindset. People have to stop and forget about how fast the English League, the Premiership and the Championship is played, ball up and down the pitch. It's completely different. They're playing a different game. And it's a more long 120-minute game they're playing. And he's using his subs when he wants to do it. He doesn't just bring on a sub for the sake of it. I was listening to an RT commentator saying, you should bring on the subs earlier on. No, you don't. Why should you do that? It's a 120-minute game, and I think Southgate is doing brilliantly. I think he has the team. There's no egos, Noel. I know about behind the scenes, but on the pitch, there's no egos. England always had a problem with egos. With Gerrard, Lampard, Beckham, never pulling right. They want to be out of the game completely. There's none of that. He's got rid of all that. They're working as a unit, and they're disciplined. And I think I'm very impressed with him, Noel. And I think they're nailed on to win as far as I can see it.
Yeah, the only thing I would say, you said something about extra time. Like, I accept that the game in the end went extra time, the one in the penalties, fair enough. And at the end of the day, Paul, the story is told by the victors. But the only thing I said, you said something about extra time. You can't get caught, Paul. If you don't make a positive, like if the game's nil all, the game is there for you to be won. Now, I think England can control the game against Switzerland if they had, I think, Foden in his proper position. I think Bellingham is absolutely spent lately at the moment. He looks tired. Harry Kane looks tired. There is going to be a game where England are going to get caught where the goal, for example, the goal that Switzerland scored was on the 78th minute.
Yeah.
As far as I know. I think they make an equaliser on the 78th. No, Paul, there could be a game, it could be the Netherlands where the Netherlands score and England don't have time to respond. They'll be thinking, You can get caught. You can easily get caught in a way like that, but where if you think I won't make the subs now because we might have extra time in a couple of minutes, and we obviously just hold out steady and we can go for dinner next time. But in this ball, we could get a corner kick, deflection, a mistake. It can easily happen. All I'm saying is I'd rather be on the front foot, attacking and getting the chances to score myself and not having to get to extra time. Like the Netherlands and Turkey there in yesterday. No, sorry, Saturday. The Netherlands went for it. They got that goal. They were able to see it out. They had a few chances, Turkey, in the end to make it level. But Netherlands saved themselves 30 minutes by being proactive. Once they got the goal back in normal time for 1-1, they said, right, let's go hills bells. We get the goal. Now, to be fair, the goal they got was a fortunate own goal. I think Gakpo and the right back. It seemed to be a collision between the two of them, and the ball actually rolled into the back of the net, and the Netherlands were 2-up. But I find that if the Netherlands had just accepted a 1-1, we'll hold what we have, and we'll get to extra time. We will beat them in extra time. No, the Netherlands went for it, got the goal. They conceded a few chances near the end, but they hung on and won 2-1 and saved themselves 30 minutes. So I feel it's Koeman's more forward thinking, and I think what might make this game a much better game for England in terms of approach. I don't think the Dutch will fear England, and I think
the Dutch fear no one.
The Dutch fear no one. They have that arrogance, Paul, where we can beat you. Our 11 players are better than your players on the day, but we can do it. So I think that might actually help England to be more space running behind. I think it'll be a better game of football, to be quite honest with you. And the Netherlands would defend, but they won't defend as defensive as Switzerland and Slovakia, to be fair. And I think they've got better players on the ball as well, Paul. So I think this is probably England's biggest test easily in this tournament. Now, they've had a lot of tests, Slovakia extra time, Switzerland penalty shootout.
But no, the difference is they're coming through each of them, and they're not folding, they're holding their discipline, they're not getting sent off, they're not doing things stupid, they're not fighting among themselves, they're not being individualistic, they're playing as a team, they're coming through every test, and that's the way I like to see it.
Yes, for sure, Paul. And just on the penalties, you mentioned the penalties later on. I think they were some of the 5 best penalties from an English team I've ever seen. Now, I think in Euro 96,
Gareth Southgate missed one himself, sure.
Gareth Southgate missed one himself. He had to score the first 5 penalties, and it was 5-1, and of course Southgate missed, and then I think Muller scored the winning penalty. So they've won 3 penalty shootouts in their history in tournament football, and Gareth Southgate has done 2 of them. I think Euro 96 they beat Spain on penalties. So look, I think they have definitely got the shooters. Cole Palmer, I know from Chelsea. When Cole Palmer steps up for a penalty, I think it's nailed on. He took his penalty so well. And for a man that hasn't played much football in the tournament, fantastic penalty. Saka, he put a few demons away because in the Euro 2020 final, he missed the penalty that saw Italy win the tournament. Bellingham scored a great penalty. Ivan Toney is one of the best penalty takers I've seen, Paul. And the thing with Toney is, if he gets the penalties, he's ice cool. He doesn't even look at the ball. He stares down the goalkeeper. And that's risky strategy, Paul, but 9 times out of 10 it works for me. I don't think he's missed the penalty.
Yeah. So no, can you call it and why? Can you call it, name a team and why?
I fancy England to do it. Like you said, Paul, they're grinding out results. They're getting a little bit of luck, which is no harm either. You take a look when you can get it. And I think they've got the form. If the England click, Paul, like we know they can, and if they're, I think this game will suit them better because they'll be playing against a team that want to play football against them, and that's crucial. That they can do it. I think they could do it 2-1, Paul.
Yeah.
The Netherlands, they've had two good games now in Romania and Turkey, but they're not. To be fair, they're not at the standard of England. And I think on both sides, if England play like they've been playing against a good team, they'll struggle. And the Netherlands, if they perform like they did against Turkey, England will beat them. So both teams have to up their performances big time for each other. But I think if it has to be the call, Paul, I think it's going to be a France-England final.
Yeah. England are going to win this. England are not going to change the game. England have their way of playing. People think they're going to go all out attacking. England will not change. People can agree, they can disagree. This is the way they're going to play. They're going to move the ball around. Anyone says that England are going to go all out attack, absolutely will not happen. And my message to the clowns, and I mean very diplomatic, the clowns on social media and ex-pundits looking for England to be more, that ain't going to happen. England have their way of playing it, and it's working perfectly for them. And in Gareth Southgate, in my opinion, on stats, is the 2nd greatest English manager of all time after Ramsey. He's got to final the 4 years ago. He's back in the semi-final again. They were only beaten in the last years on the penalty shootout. He has to win it, of course, and this is a big test. But I think they're playing the way they are. And the biggest thing, Noel, I repeat again, and I'm like a broken record, as the band says, they're playing as a team. There's no egos